Oh man, dude, I can't believe we're in a time where I'm rooting for fucking Canada to beat the USA in hockey. Ain't that a bitch?
Why?
So fucking Trump
Why?
literally sat there and said, "I support the USA hockey team beating Canada." I'm like, you just jinxed them, you dumb motherfucker.
After now, let me just look. I'm glad we're starting this off hot because I actually sat down and watched the clips of Game One between America and Canada.
Oh
That may
man,
have been one of the most hyped games of hockey I have ever seen in my life.
four
The
fights.
second the puck drop, clink clink, wop wop wop. 4 seconds later, other side, wop 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 wop.
I
All right,
blame I blame Trump.
finally,
I blame Trump.
finally, the puck drops. Click, click, click. Going around, going around, going around, going around. Homie almost gets tripped up. Nah, clunk, clunk, wop, wop. I'm like, let's go. All the look, and I knew this is bad. This is bad. This is when I knew that America had the game. Because when you saw all three of them niggas in the penalty box, they were just sitting there laughing. I mean, like laughing, like, oh, they won the game. And America did win that game, man. But no, I'm not rooting for the Canadians. The Canadians to me, when it comes to hockey, no, stop. Because y'all probably not the best at hockey anymore. That will probably be like a different country and all that. Hell, might be America.
Hey, look. Our boy, about to say Olaf Kozik. Wow. I don't know why that name just hit in my fucking head immediately.
Alex Ovechkin. Where's
Ovechkin? Ovechkin
right
is about to break Wayne Gretzky's, Canadian Jesus's fucking record.
Yeah, man. Canadian Jesus. We all know the Pantheon. Wayne Gretzky,
Brian Adams,
a plate of waffles and maple syrup, and of course Bret Hart. We know that. We pretty much know that.
Consolatory prize Drake.
I think Drake is actually. I think he's earned it. I think he actually has earned it just off of record sales.
Yeah. This is it.
Brian Adams, like, take that Brian Adams thing down. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Everything I do, I might have to remix that shit though. might.
But no, I think Ovechkin might be getting close. I believe.
Where you at, Ovechkin?
Ovechkin. I want to say Ovi.
He is at number. Okay, accept the cookies. He is at number. Where it goes at? That's the career goal. The girl is 900, right? The junk is 900, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, he is at 879 right now.
Yeah, he could get it.
He still got more than enough time until the final until the playoffs kick in. Speaking of the playoffs, I don't know what's the record right now. Where the Capitals sitting at?
So where the Capitals were standing at last time I saw, they are
NFL. Come on, man, we're done.
They are the 36-11, so they're probably like number one at this point.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they're 36-11, so they're pretty much number one in the division.
Oh, bet. Currently, right now, yeah, it is Canada 1, America 0 right now.
Yeah.
So they're in the first round. They're in the first round quarter. That, man, speaking about that last game, though, the third quarter was a butt clincher. It was a butt clencher, man.
Yes,
like I said, that may have been one of the best games of hockey I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that game was like, look,
I legit enjoyed that shit, man.
I feel it was great because it was just like, again, then the climate that's happening right now. When they just started off the game and it's like Canada and US just fist fighting, I'm like, well, this is fucking hockey right here. Let's go. And it was just,
and that's what it felt like. It's like, okay, this is freaking hockey right here, bro. Let's get it on. Yeah, you're right. The Capitals are currently sitting with 80 points.
Yep.
In the East. They're the best team right now in the East. And
it's actually better than what they were last year. Funny enough, like last year, I think they got in the wild card, and then they got fucking whiz-oshed by Tampa Bay. So.
I don't remember. Did they make the wild card? Did they even make it?
They made it, and they got washed. Remember, they got washed in the first round. They got swept. They got swept by Tampa Bay.
I'm serious. I don't even remember them making the playoffs last year.
They made it. They got swept. They got swept first round. It was
the one good thing I did try to say. I'm trying to do it because of what I just did, or when I actually did the due diligence and sat down and watched a fucking hockey game, which D doesn't do. I'm trying to do that more, man.
I am going to go to a Capitals game this year.
You gonna try to make one?
I'm gonna try to make
one. Here's the funny thing. When it comes to the Wizards, I get to pick and choose. Do I want to see them play? Do I want to see
ticket prices? Is they're about $12 at this point. So
But no, this is what I'm saying. For me, when it comes to Wizards, you can pick and choose and all that. I can pick and choose because I know the players on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. Hockey is like I don't care.
yeah. Wizards games are $12 now because they suck. So it's like, all right, cool.
If did have a choice, I would like them to play like a rival, like a Pittsburgh
or New York Rangers.
The Rangers. I will see them play the Islanders, the Blue Jackets. One of the teams that I know they see all the. Do they see the Blue Jackets? Yes, they do. They do see Columbus. Yeah. But I'm like, I would like to see like a rivalry game. I ain't got no preference really. There's no big star.
Or the Flyers.
I don't want to see the Flyers. I don't want to see the Flyers play. Period, because I don't like the Flyers. Yeah, man.
Hey, don't let Shaggy hear you say that.
Man, fuck that nigga. And you already know what I like and I don't like, and I don't like the Flyers. They seem like perennial losers to me. And speaking of perennial losers, Chris, it's time for us as Cowboy fans to eat crow and bow down to. And I'm looking at you, Dad. How you doing, Dad? The best quarterback in the NFC East.
I will say this. Okay, you made it a valid point. You said that this NFL season was very wonky.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. The Eagles fan base did a video calling out people that called it wrong, and I'm like, okay, I get the petty. I respect it.
First off,
I respect. Yeah. I respect the petty, but at the same time, I feel they kind of lost the context of it because we had every right to kind of feel wonky about the Eagles this season. Not to say that it's not like we said they sucked. It was just like. The temperature of the NFL season was so like I don't know how to make heads or tails of the shit.
I will say this: a lot of people kind of contradicted themselves this year when it came to performances of quarterbacks, and not the usual shit that we usually see. That we usually get from when we see Dak Prescott play. But earlier this year we heard Shannon Sharp going on Joe Burrow. And it's like, if that's a bad game, then how did Patrick didn't have a good game? This, that, or that. The media kind of exposed themselves for
they gave excuses to the Chiefs.
They gave excuses to the Chiefs. They gave excuses to Josh Allen, who won the MVP. They gave excuses to a lot of quarterbacks this year. The quarterbacks who did very well this year outside of Jaden Daniels would be Jalen Hurts. I will also say yes, Lamar looked great this year. Here's the funny thing, and I told you last time, I don't think he was good enough to win the MVP because I'm always kind of like that when it comes to the Ravens.
The voting was bullshit with someone that split the vote.
The fact that Josh won it made me go, nah, Lamar should have won it, man.
I will say this though.
So
Josh winning the MVP though. I think what makes it even more damning is the fact that it really showed the Chiefs should not have beat Buffalo.
Yeah. It was one of
That's what made it so damning because it's like, and we'll get to the Super Bowl, but it really like the Super Bowl highlighted like, the Chiefs shouldn't have won that fucking game against Buffalo.
And I'll go as far as to say should Justin Herbert look good for the Chargers this year? Quite a few people this was a wonky season, but when it came to the wonkiness of the Eagles, I think it was more so if the Redskins were a little bit more seasoned, and I'm saying it with a full chest, if Dak never got hurt, I think the Cowboys would have found their footing. I think we would have. I think that's the reason why a lot of people were kind of pissed. Like a lot of guys on the team were kind of pissed because it was like, damn, they got healthy.
That was a window.
We had.
Now I will say this though,
the Cowboys had a window where they would have ran with it.
But I will say the X factor though, and this was something that me and you talked about for the season, is that between Baltimore and the Eagles, their running backs was going to be the X factor. Exactly. Ironically enough, though, in the Super Bowl, that was to the Chiefs' detriment because, funny enough, the Chiefs were preparing for the Eagles for Saquon. But they didn't prepare for the wide receiver core of the Eagles, and the wide receiving core of the Eagles ate them a fucking life.
The pass rush for the pass rush that the Chiefs were giving out during the Super Bowl was weird.
They could not stop AJ Brown.
For the type of team they have, their pass rush was non-existent. And even when they got to Jalen Hurts, he was either
The ball was already out the hand.
He was either already out his hand or he done ran past him.
Or he ate the tackle and just said, "Fuck it, I'll eat the sack."
Exactly. It was only like 1 or 2 tackles that he got to him, man. Like Jalen was perfect for that game, and I think that's another thing that a lot of people were saying is that, and because Jalen to me last year looked like a fraud. He looked like that. He looked like a fraud to everybody. I stand by it a little bit. Yes, if the climate was a little bit different, I don't think Jalen would have won that. But guess what? He won it. So you can't slap that shit out of his hand. You can't say, "Oh, you didn't deserve it." Why? Because me as a fan of this team, if we had that, stop.
No.
I think the Eagles kind of lucked out that the Chiefs were already they were already like, oh man, it's gonna be great. Second we win, we're gonna be like having a good old time, and then everybody's gonna separate, and Jason's gonna come out with a ring to Taylor. It's gonna be so awesome, guys. Yeah, that's what a lot of people. Here's
what made it. This is when I knew, and I love that how we all collectively watching the game knew it was over for the Chiefs. The Chiefs spent 7 minutes going downfield and kicked the field goal, right? 3 points, right?
Oh,
Eagles
God.
First snap, Saquon touchdown, and I'm like, well, this is gonna be a long fucking game. I was like, well,
Chiefs deserved it. Chiefs played like dog crap the entire season. They deserved exactly what came to them in this game. They got hit with basic football and couldn't do nothing about it.
And when they did, it was too late.
And that's not me saying that. Now, fuck you. They're the Eagles. I don't give a shit about their lives. Yeah, I said y'all threw basic ass pass plays at them niggas and they couldn't defend it. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I'm not going to call your coach Tuna number 2 or whatever the dumb shit you're going to try to nickname him about. Y'all just going to fire him in 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, I just said that out loud. And as a Cowboy fan, I hope that stands. In 2 years, y'all going to fire him over something basic because Philadelphia, like most black women who get married in their 50s, ain't satisfied.
Time out. Didn't they fire their last coach after Big Dick
Peterson? They kicked Peterson out of there quick as hell.
I was like, you just won y'all Super Bowl. Y'all just gonna like, hey, fuck this shit. This season sucks. I'm like, God damn. I'm like,
he got to go. I asked my god brother that. Why'd y'all get rid of him? I don't know, man, but he had to go.
That's not an answer, buddy. Like, that's the most big dude.
Do you know what? If a Cowboy fan said that, y'all will be on our ass for the next year and a half with that.
You know what kind of answer that is? That is a Washington Redskin answer because the Redskins are infamous in history for doing that garbage. Dude, when they fired Schottenheimer, yes, y'all went 8-8. That was a good season overall. And y'all said, nah, Schottenheimer got to go. And all of us like, why? Because. And I'm like, that's not a good enough answer.
You got to go. I'm like, yo, get out my face with that.
Every sports channel, every sports station in the area was trying to justify the firing. I'm like, nah, buddy. Y'all can't
it also, just real check, that also goes into how a lot of these owners pretty much own the words that come out there, and they actually try to own the narrative as much as possible when it comes to stories that come out for their teams. And that's what makes me think that the Chiefs these last 8 years just had really, really good PR. And but it's kind of weird. The Chiefs winning Super Bowls is good for these what you call mid-market or small market teams. Mm-hmm. It's actually pretty cool that the Chiefs, come on, Kansas City. I don't even think that's a mid-market city. I mean, yes, the whole Midwest watches Chiefs games.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But I'm talking as a city itself. Kansas City's a small city. That would be a small city, would it? I feel like it'd be a mid city. It's
a decent sized city. It's a
good
size.
It ain't St. Louis. It ain't St. Louis, which is a big city. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's a good enough city, but like if you really think about the Midwest where Kansas is, you're not beating out Dallas, even though technically Dallas is an East Coast team or whatever. But you're not like if the Midwest, if you're watching Fox in the Midwest, who's gonna fucking beat out who? Dallas or Kansas City? Dallas games is gonna supersede a Kansas City game. Because hell, even a Dallas game supersedes a West Coast game sometimes. And I was on the West Coast and saw more Dallas games more than anything else.
Well, yeah, at the time. I heard it changed up in the last 10 years, but it used to always, like all throughout the 90s and the 2000s, Dallas, if you was on the West Coast, you saw all the Dallas games.
And that's on the East Coast, so pissed off because it's like,
I would say if you're in the middle of the country, and we're going middle of the country, like dead middle of the country, where my dad came from. My dad came from Wichita. So if you're in Wichita, yeah, you're going to like KC, but I also think there's a big chance you might be a Denver fan too.
That too.
I think there's a big chance you might. I feel like it's Denver, Cowboys, or the Chiefs. I would like to know that. I would like to know that for somebody from Wichita. Are there any Rams fans out there? Rams, Saints, and the Texans. Are there any of those fans out there in Wichita? That's actually a good question. I would like to know.
The game itself, I just love how, like, just as the game progressed, everybody was like, "So Kansas City, when you gonna fight back? When you gonna fight back?" Like, it really was. When it got to halftime, I'm like, all right, maybe Kansas City might pull some shit out their ass. And then coming out of halftime, Billy scores, and I'm like, well, I guess that's it for the game because because any points that can't, because if you look at the score, at that point, that was garbage time, honestly. It really was. It was garbage.
It was garbage time in the fourth, man. How did that happen, man?
No, that was garbage time in the third quarter, buddy.
In the third quarter was that bad? Oh, by the way, didn't D.
Oh, D.
I didn't.
It was.
I did not watch this live.
Yeah, basically, when it got to mid third quarter, it was garbage time. Because at that point, Eagles was just running Saquon just to burn the clock out.
It makes you want, like, and that's another thing somebody said. I really wish the Ravens would have made this. Like, yeah, it probably
that would have been a great ass game.
That would have been fun.
The two running backs, man.
Two cities that are 100 miles apart.
Yeah, just about
100 miles apart.
About 120-ish.
Yeah, you can make a whole fucking thing.
That's a story. That's a story.
That's a whole story right there, y'all. Like if you would want to root for that. I think the only reason, like, well, when it comes to these days,
versus the Eagles would have been a story.
This is the thing. When it comes to the NFL, when it comes to the Super Bowl, they want to think who's going to be watching this the most, and like, especially you want the biggest fan bases to watch this. KC, because they are technically America's team right now. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They kind of are. Everybody's watching the K. Everybody's going to go for KC. So at that point, you want a big team to rival that. Yes, that's the Eagles. Of all the people that was left in the playoffs, yeah, it would have been cool as hell to see the Commanders, just because we live in.
Oh, DC. Dude, the Commanders.
But we know how big the Commanders. Basically, yes, as far as Baltimore, and I would say as South Carolina, that's red. That's still red. It's still a Redskin country.
I will go so far as to say this: if it turned out Commanders Chiefs, I think the same shit would have happened to the Chiefs. The Commanders would have fucking bullied them. They would have smoked them.
The Commanders probably would have had a legit Cinderella run.
Oh, they would have smoked them.
Oh, they would have beat them. The way they were playing, man, they would have cooked them niggas. And I was like, well, the Lions were good enough because I told you they were.
I would say this. But if the Lions played against the Chiefs,
I think the Chiefs would have won.
The Chiefs would have won on some bullshit. Because
they would have.
They would have. It would have been the most dumbest shit ever, and we all been like,
I think it would be Dan Campbell taking the shotgun to the scrotums. I think that would have been him. I think he would have took it like, all right, guys, I got this. Coach, you're aiming at yourself. No, I'm not. So they're going. So look, that was a year, Joe Buck. So they're going 4th and 42. You know what, Joe? I don't know what they're going for. Yeah, Troy, I don't know what you see anyway. Goes back. Yeah, intercepted. What were they doing on this play? Dan Campbell sitting there. We came up with a play on Thursday. We thought it would work.
Hold on. Wasn't there Romo in the playoff? Was it Romo in the Super Bowl commentator?
I think it was Romo.
Yeah. No, it was because
I don't know.
No, I think it was Romo because Romo commentating. You could tell, like, when the Eagles were just dog walking Kansas City, he was like, "All right, Kansas City, you might have a shot here. Well, you blew it right there." Like it was.
Oh yeah, I heard that one. I heard it. Like, yep, that might have been it. That might have been it right there. Like, man, Romo was
Dude,
like, damn, you can't even make this a game, can
Dude,
y'all?
I
Huh?
was at home laughing. I was like, "That's my quarterback." Just straight up doing the most. Like, if Troy Aikman knows how to say the most like underhanded shit, Tony Romo knows how to say it in the most
Tony
nicest
would do it
way.
with a smile on his face. Well, it's 4th and 15, but look at his slot receiver. There is a chance that he can cut inside. Well, he didn't turn. That's the reason. Hey,
Well,
we're back where we
hey,
started.
well, you know.
I love that this season with Tony Romo, fuck everybody at CBS told him to shut the fuck up predicting shit. But this year, I like how Tony kind of superseded that by going, well, they can do it, but I don't think they're gonna do it because they ain't utilized this, and this. Yep, there we go. Yeah, say it,
Look,
Tony,
do you want
there
to
was
know
less
why?
of a give a F with Tony Romo this
Want to
season.
know why, D? When they gave him that pile of money, he was like, "Well, I'm about to fuck this shit up again. Let's go."
Right. Oh man, we like Greg Olson more. Shit, that's what this buddy told me. Speaking of which,
I love Greg Olson. It's great.
Speaking of which, actually no, it was Troy Aikman. I'm not Troy Aikman. It was Tom Brady that was doing for the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, Tom Brady. My bad.
What you and I was talking about, I know what you're talking about. That was actually Buffalo. He said that too.
Yeah, Buffalo. My bad.
Wait a minute, that was for that's what they was trying to get back in the game.
Nah, Brady. Brady. Look,
Brady an asshole.
Here's my thing.
He don't need to be commentating for nobody.
You remember how we sat there, me and you swallowed our pride and said, "Hey, Jason Witten, you don't need to be commentating. I love you. No, go home and be a family man."
Let me take this from you, sweetie. You don't need this no more. You don't need it no more.
That's why when you went to the play for the Raiders, I was like, "Good, go out in the field. Go out in the field. Go out in the field.
Coach. Be a leader of men."
Tom Brady, we pretty much collectively, I like how all of us from all different fan spectrums looked at Brady and was like, "No, you do not need to be. Go home, be a family man."
To be honest with you, superstition time. I really truly believe that Tom Brady got Dak Prescott hurt. I don't know how. I ain't got the proof yet.
Well, when the guy that puts the bullet in your career, I mean,
exactly. You see what I'm saying, right?
That could be like revenge. Like, yeah, you put the
because if we hear something really messed up, like Dak's leg is like really permanently messed up,
gangrene or some bullshit,
something messed up where like I can't play football no more. Tom Brady come out of nowhere. Sorry about that. Guess you can't play no more.
Here's the thing, though. Reparations.
I was the last person to call your game.
Hold on. Reparations. We find out that Dak Prescott is a great fucking football commentator.
You know what? Actually, I feel that. Don't reverse. Uno reverse. No, the biggest Uno reverse. Got to find out. You mean to tell me within 3 years, Dak went from the quarterback coach to the coach? He's actually good? What do you mean he's good as a coach?
What do you mean he's good?
That would be insane.
And that's how Dak gets the Super Bowl. It's like
that would be insane if Dak turned his career into a coaching job. It was good at it. Like, yo, like he's so good where Jerry Jones had to go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it. Yeah. You know the Titans are giving me what you want, Dak. Like that would be amazing. Oh Lord,
he'd be light skinned Mike Tomlin. It's like you can't fire him. He just wins.
I love it. Light skinned Mike Tomlin, because Mike Tomlin's gonna whiff it again this next year, and they still ain't gonna be able to fire him.
As long as he's above 500 or more, he's fine.
They don't fire nobody in Pittsburgh. They don't pay niggas and they don't fire people. Yeah.
I said during the start of the season, how was Kansas City going to win the Super Bowl? Because they always operate on kneecapping themselves somehow, some way. And I feel that Super Bowl showed, that luck bullshit and your handicap ain't going to work this time. It ain't.
I really truly felt that's where it is. This time was up. The time was up.
Is the window closed on them? No.
I don't think so. Speaking of windows closing and us closing the NFL season, shout out to this man, our boy Zach Martin. Zach,
just today they announced
it's been a career, Zach. I stand by what I said. I think he's going to be in the ring of the Ring of Fire over in Dallas, but I think he's good enough to make the to the
I
Hall of
also
Fame.
feel he
I
might
think
end
he's
up
good enough.
he might end up becoming like part of the coaching staff at some point.
I don't know about that. The only reason I say that is because
I'm only saying that because I'm a fan of him, so you know.
Yeah, I know. Like I think Zach is. I think he's just done with football, man. He's been through a whole lot, and I think he's. Yeah. It's good. It's a good enough time for him to call it quits. He always made the best. He always made the All-Pro team every year. Made the top 100 players almost every single year. If he doesn't make it, he's not going to be first ballot. Let's make it very clear. They never.
No.
It's very rare that certain lineman gets first ballot. I think Super Bowl winning ones.
Who was the last lineman? Who was the last lineman from Dallas that did get kind of first ballot?
Actually, Larry Allen, I think. But
Yeah,
Larry Allen,
Larry Allen.
I think Larry Allen made. I don't know if he was first. He was first on ballot, but he might have been. But yeah. I think Zach is good enough to make the Hall of Fame. I hope he does. I think it'll be a while. Like it wouldn't surprise me. Like 2055, Zach Martin from the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, he'll be in the same position like DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus was different. DeMarcus, I think he went. DeMarcus didn't go in first. I think he probably did too.
I think he did.
I could have sworn he did. DeMarcus went in first ballot.
Yeah, I think he did because as soon as I think it was
actually, no, I think he's up. I think he's up for it this year. Actually.
Okay, so I guess I'm wrong.
You know what? There was a list of the finalists they had for the Hall of Fame this year, man. I actually had it the last last episode, I think. Yeah, finalists. There we go. So yeah, they announced this junk at the end of the season. But where the fuck where the fuck is this junk at? To be announced, finalists. All right. Hold on. Is this it?
So DeMarcus Ware. Oh, update. USA tie Canada 1-1.
1-1.
Yep.
I bet. Wait a minute. These are the people that are up for it. Yeah, these are the people that are up for it now. Eric Allen, the cornerback from Eric Allen, Jared Allen. I think Jared Allen's probably gonna go in. Willie Anderson, the tackle.
Okay.
Jared Evans, the guard. Antonio Gates, he should go right in. Torrey Holt should go right in my opinion, again. Luke, my boy Luke for the Panthers. No, you better not be first ballot, bro. But anyway, Eli Madden, Terrell Suggs, Steve Smith Sr. I do not like Steve Smith. I think he deserves to go in. I don't like him. I never liked Steve Smith.
I never hated Steve Smith. So it's like
never liked
like my visual was like I
him.
don't have hate for Steve Smith in comparison to other players. So it's like it's good.
I mean, yeah, he thought it's like I don't like you. God damn it, you're talented. You know what I mean? My boy, I don't think he's going to go in, but he should. My boy, Fred Taylor, the running back. Oh, I love Fred Taylor, man. He was bad. Adam Vinatieri, he's finally up. Good for him. My boy, Reggie Wayne is up. Our boy, Darren Woodson.
Okay.
And Marshall Yada from the Ravens. Yeah, he got it. Good for him. So, yeah. But, those are the finalists.
It's going to be interesting in the offseason in the NFL. What's going to transpire?
Wow, I'm sorry. Wait. Antonio Gates. This is Antonio Gates' second year of being eligible for it. He wasn't first. Wow. Okay. Antonio Gates, Steve Smith, Jared Allen, and Reggie Wayne. Torrey Holt. And golly, Torrey Holt. This is the 17th year for Darren Woodson to be up for it. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Eric Allen's 19th. Wow.
D.
Yes, sir.
So breaking news. I didn't know this and didn't pay attention to this. Kellen Moore is the new head coach of the Saints. You know, all of us talked about this before the Super Bowl.
Have fun with those 3 years. Y'all ain't keeping.
And that's what when we were, I think before the Super Bowl had started, it was me and what's his face in the group chat, Brian. We were talking about that, and Kellen was like, we'll talk about it once the Super Bowl's over, right?
Mhm.
And I sat there and I was like, Kellen would be stupid to take that job because that's a hefty job to have to turn the Saints around in a capacity. Versus if you just stay with Philly, you have a good job. You did a good job running the offense.
Exactly.
Like, and you only been there for a year. So it's like coaching, like
You know what I think it is? Once that comes up, you go into it. You go right into
I
it.
get
You know
it,
what I
but
mean?
it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I
Oh,
said, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
all right,
I didn't think he was going to take it.
and thank you, Justin, because I just found it myself too. Yes, it's Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. The Sterling Sharp one is the
Yeah, I
one
saw
that
pictures.
kind of
Yeah, I saw.
yeah.
I saw the video of him hugging Shannon and stuff. I mean, people forget.
That
People
would have been
forget.
something I should have hit that with my pops, man. My dad loved Sterling Sharp, man. I should have told him that when I got
People
him, when I
forget
saw him.
Shannon Sharp's brother was in the NFL and he was actually pretty good. Like people
Man,
forget that.
Sterling. Here's the thing about here's the thing. I can't really speak fully on it because I only seen clips of it because when he was by the time I started really paying attention to football, he was already gone. I think he was gone about a year or two. Like so much so that I remembered and I think it had to be Madden 94, maybe 95. They used to have on the little end zones, they used to have banners, and the one for the Packers said "Get well soon" on Sterling. I remember that. And but Sterling Sharp, once he was gone, man. But he was imagine Herman. All right, I'm gonna give you old niggas on this, but to give you an example, imagine Herman Moore, how he used to catch shit, just pluck everything out the sky.
Yeah.
Imagine Herman Moore that ran just like Andre Reed. Like you got this nigga was a gazelle. And to be fully honest, I'm with Shannon. Sterling was better than Shannon. Like Shannon is bad. Shannon is flat out a textbook of what to be like to be that type of tight end he was, like a receiver tight end. He was like I'll say Shannon Sharp is one of the best people to go by that. But good, just really like prototype type of wide receiver, that was Sterling. Sterling was a bad nigga. There's no way getting around that. But seeing that made me tear up too. And it made me tear up saying that, yeah. You know, especially your brother say like, what the fuck going on? Bro, like to let you know. you know how sad it is. I like how Sterling talks proper as hell. But at the same time, you can hear all that shack fall out of him too. He's like, because when he said this, like, quit playing with me. When he say quit playing with me, I'm like, that's a nigga way of saying
that. So, NBA. Before we get into the All-Star game, breaking news: Victor Wembanyama is out for the season.
Wemby is gone.
Wemby is gone for the season, which kind of kills San Antonio trying to get a playoff spot at this point.
It wasn't his rotator cuff. He got thrombosis in his shoulder, if I'm mistaken.
I think it's like a blood clot or some shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, get well soon, bro. Sit down. Do not play for the rest of the season. Make sure all of that is because Wemby is a freak of nature.
Yeah, one of a kind freak of nature.
I think he's going to be. Now, here's the funny thing. Because everybody has so much high hopes for him, I think everybody really thinks he's going to be like the next Wilt Chamberlain. A part of me thinks he's going to be more, and I'm not going to say their games are the same because that's going to confuse shit, but I feel like his impact of what his final say-so is going to be, all that's going to be at, I think it's going to be more close to Yao. Where they're really, really high numbers. And this is his first injury. So I'm going to hope this is one of a lot of the injuries that are separated from a lot of time. Because when Yao started to get hurt, that's when Yao broke down. And, come on, man. He's like 7'7". Of course he was going to break down. But I feel that Wemby could have that same type of impact that Yao had. I really feel like that. I don't know if he's going to be I don't think he's a unicorn. Yeah. He has everything. He showed me like the way he shoots and all the rest of that. Yeah, but something is telling me I don't know. Are you? Because I can see it in Giannis. We can see Giannis how he was one. We saw with AD Him and AD were these niggas we just saw like they were flawless the way they played. I don't fully get that from him. You know who I see that more from? And I am a fan of him, of Manute Bol's son, Bol. I don't know why they have put chains on this young black man.
But he could be.
Looks like he might be the one. And I really mean that. He reminds me of Patrick Ewing on fire. That's how he plays to me. It's like when we used to see Patrick just murdering niggas. In the little shorter time he was playing in that last game, I was like, yo, Bobo really is a nasty mother.
Wemby. What's interesting about Wemby is that, like, he's one of the rare tall people that can shoot the three just like Curry, and that's dangerous as fuck. And I'm talking and I'm talking just of a higher clip like Steph. I ain't talking like, oh, he's shooting 35%. No, he shoots at a pretty high clip from the 3-point line, like Steph, and that's scary. That's scary as shit.
I will say this: as much as I love that, don't fall in love with it.
Oh, I know that.
I think Popovich is telling them that don't fall in love with the three. Don't fall in love with the three ball, because if anything, you use him like Joker. When Joker gets hot and he's behind that arc, pull up, nigga. There you go. Pop, get it. Like. Your only time I want to see you pull up on that joint is when you get the rebound, everybody's out of breath. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you in the middle of the game. We only 3 minutes into the second quarter. You at the 3-point line.
Dog. The funniest shit ever. Speaking of
better
Joker,
not be doing that.
I don't know if you saw the Netflix documentary where they were talking about the France Olympics, right? Joker at one point during the early game, when you remember when US like beat the shit out of Serbia in the initial games, right? They cut to the Serbia locker room. Joker was fucking pissed because he was like, bro, why are you covering Bam when KD just cooked us for 21 points? The fuck are you doing? He said that shit in Serbian, by the way. And I was like, you know what? I feel you, dog. Like, that was stupid to be covering Bam and KD just wide fucking open. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
man, look. It's already bad enough that no, for real. When national pride is on the line, everything changes up.
Oh, yes.
That's why one of the most patriotic things I ever saw was America versus Spain. Tip off. The ball goes to Kobe. Kobe tells everybody to move out the way, and he runs directly at Paul Gasol. I was like, oh, say, can you see? Boy,
Kobe was like, nah, like no love. Hey, he might be my co-worker on the court in the NBA, but not here, buddy.
I hope Kobe got down and said USA, motherfucker.
Oh, dude.
America. Fuck yeah.
I don't know if you saw that story when there was like the All-Star game, when it was like might have been Kobe's rookie season, right? You know how Michael Jordan was like, yeah, that dude from the Lakers, he on the court, right? And I think somebody whispered to Kobe, because I think that's when the West had won. And Kobe was at the free throw line, and somebody said, hey, you might want to miss these free throws because MJ wants to win. And Kobe looked at him like, nah.
That was my favorite All-Star game. Michael's
I did not know that happened until I saw that story.
Last All-Star game. Michael's last All-Star game was probably one of the best All-Star games, period. But what made that so good was when Jordan got the last shot off. And now that I think about it, it was the right move on even though he fouled too early and fouled the wrong person when Jermaine O'Neal fouled somebody right after that. And they had to go to the line. And the person you see go to the line is Kobe. Now, I remember telling myself, Kobe, I need you to miss this. I remember saying it, not forgetting that my favorite psychopath did the right move. Fuck him. Me.
I was like, no, I respect Kobe for that. He was like, no, fuck that dude. Yeah, basically.
I can live. He all right.
Here's the sick part. You know, Michael low-key was like, good job.
Good job. I think Michael, it took years for Michael
to appreciate it, maybe.
To appreciate Kobe, because that's why he has an appreciation. He actually has an appreciation for LeBron.
Yeah.
Because even Mike said it. LeBron does shit I couldn't fucking do.
Dude,
on
like,
the court and off the court. I can't do the shit LeBron do.
Look.
Like he can't do what I do. I can't do what he do.
LeBron is my
It took
fucking
Michael a
age.
while to get to that point too.
LeBron is my motherfucking age, and he putting up 40-something fucking points in a game. That is sick.
It
That
don't
is
make no
sick.
sense. It's already bad enough. Then did we talk about we didn't even talk about the dumbness that was the trade cycle that we just passed over. All right. We ain't talking about that.
Okay, let's talk about that. Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
No, Milwaukee. Why I said Minnesota. Milwaukee. What are you doing? You got rid of they got rid of, was it Middleton? They got rid of Middleton. He's with the Wizards now. Washington fans are happy as shit. I'm kind of okay with it. I ain't fucking happy.
I got something for that, but go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm decent. Like, that's cool.
I got something right exactly for that.
But the thing of it is, the general consensus of that trade, because Kuzma is going to Milwaukee. Yeah, Kuzma's going to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kuzma's going to Milwaukee, and we gave up one of our like 50 fucking second round picks.
Yeah, and basically what happened was Milwaukee ended up getting Kuzma. The thing was, and I think what Milwaukee was really
we knew Kuzma was going to go somewhere. I just didn't know where.
What really sparked a lot of the crap that was going on was the fact that who was getting Jimmy Butler. That was the biggest thing of all of it. So when Jimmy ended up going to Golden State, that created the room. That created a room for everybody else to figure out what they want to do. Now, a couple of things. Now, I don't want to know if you know this, but did you know that Bradley Beal was up to go back to the Wizards?
Get the fuck. I joked about that, D. You know I joked about this.
Open that door up. They were basically what the Wizards were offering the Suns was a way out of their little situation. Y'all give us back Bradley, we give you back this and this, so you can be able to move.
The Wizards were going to have to eat were they going to have to eat that contract?
I don't know what the end game would have been with it, but the whole point was the Wizards was basically going to be the third stop in order for them to move shit around, and they left that open. What the Suns did that was very stupid was they left a player option for Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal said no. Now you're fucked. It was so funny because I think it was Brendan Jennings that was saying, no, why did you give him a guarantee? Now he got a player option. Now he can fuck you up when he can fuck y'all up. Especially if y'all try to do some shady shit. And y'all tried to do some shady shit. And Bradley had every right to say, no, you're not moving me. You're not about to move me back to DC because y'all got buyer's remorse. And that's what a lot of these teams do. But at the same time, and I'm with Bradley, with Jennings on this too, he said that's a two-way street. Now you stuck with a player, but at the other side, in the same sense, you just did all this movement, and now you don't want him no more.
You basically told him that. You basically told him you don't want him anymore, essentially.
And here's the best part about all of this: they tried to move KD, and when KD got work, KD is done. He's not going to come back to the Suns. They're going to trade. He's going to either demand a trade. Something's going to happen. He ain't coming back to Phoenix next season. Because that slipped through. Because there was a chance for him to go back to Golden State. But here's the fun part about that. Here comes your favorite person in the world, Chris. No. We don't need KD. We don't need him. We didn't need him to win the first time, man.
If Draymond,
he can stay where he at.
If Draymond was out the picture, KD would have went back to Golden State.
KD would have went back to Golden State. You would have had another ring.
Dude, that would have been another 2 rings right there, easily.
Oh, you would have had all right. After the whole day, if he would have came back this season, it's hard for y'all. That's hard to stop. It's still hard to stop y'all. Now y'all got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, I'm waiting for the day Jimmy put his hands on freaking Draymond because I know that's going to happen.
All of us when that.
But I already know what's going to happen. We already know what's going to happen. Nah, you ain't about to fight me. And Jimmy's like, no, we can fight. Let's go. Nah, we ain't doing that because that's not how we do it here. They're like, shut. They're going to fight.
I feel Golden State management has to really ask themselves: is it necessary for us to kowtow to fucking Draymond? You got rid of Jordan Poole because of Draymond. KD could possibly come back, but Draymond don't want it.
Man, that's probably closed down. I think
That's shut down
I think the whole
immediately.
bridge is now blown up now.
That's done. And then Jimmy Butler, depending on look, all of us when that trade happened was like, that's two people. And I kind of lean towards Jimmy not putting up with Draymond shit if he starts fucking. Cause Jimmy gonna look at him like, man, get the fuck out of my face.
And let's not only put this out here because we see what happened to him when we get to the bigger trade that happened and all this. Because this also in a weird, well, it doesn't have a whole weird, but anyway. And let's not forget the reason why Clay didn't come back was because of Dre also.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, no, we can move on. We can move on. Like you a fucking exec or some shit. No, he just want to put them numbers. Like don't say the word put them numbers, Dre. But don't say that.
But then at the same time, Lakers got Jokic. Not Jokic, I say Jokic.
They got Luka, man.
They got Luka. Now, this is coming from the fact that, okay, Mark Cuban doesn't own the team. It's a new owner. The new owner for the longest time has been doing the stupidest shit across the board in terms of how he's been running the team. And they've been doing shit like basically saying that Luka is lazy and doing all this and stuff. And that's why the trade happened, basically.
Now, two things I'm hearing. Now, I don't know how big they are, but the one that I'm hearing is that this could have got shut down, but Adam Silver let it go. Now, yes, much like David Stern saying that Chris Paul couldn't go with Kobe, you could have done that. You could have stopped the trade, made sure that other teams were involved, whatever it is, because it did come off like it was an insider trade, and y'all just did it without letting nobody else know.
Mm-hmm.
Adam didn't stop it. Now, does this go into my distrust for Adam Silver? No. My distrust for Adam Silver actually has not much to do about the game. It has much to do about everything else he's trying to do with the game. But we're not going there right now. But there's that story. And then there's the other story that I'm hearing is that apparently there's a thing that's going on with the owners. They're trying to either sell the team off or some bullshit like
Which
that. Team? Dallas. Yeah, they're like
shit.
There are money moves that they're making that a lot of the Dallas fans, the fans that are locally in Dallas, they're not fucking with. Ooh. These are weird money moves that only owners would do. And when they got rid of Luka, which by the way, for AD, which makes no sense to me. I believe like this. AD has a chance of doing something. I'm glad he had a good first game, then got hurt the next one, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that he got to be with Kyrie, who Kyrie wants to still has a desire to win. Clay looks like an all new person right now in Dallas. Good for him. And they have a really, really solid bench. I don't think it's good enough though. I don't think it's good.
Now
enough.
you took Luka out.
Now we took Luka out the picture.
Now Kyrie is the face of the team, and you got Clay as his backup, and then you got Dinwiddie.
Then you got Dinwiddie. Like I said, they got a good bench.
Good bench, but it's just like, is that enough to really?
If AD was more reliable health wise, I think this team would be disgusting. You'll have to really deal with a team that's actually a full-fledged team, a solid team. It kind of reminds me of Boston, how they're set up.
And now Luka with the Lakers are looking pretty fucking good. It's like I'm not gonna sit there and crown them like championship or anything, but it's like
the Lakers are going to be fifth. They're fighting for fourth place this year anyway.
Fourth place.
And if you're the Lakers, you want to get fourth place. You want to be either fourth or fifth place anyway.
Because you still got to contend with OKC, Memphis, and Denver. Those are your three people that you got to contend with.
I believe they can beat Memphis. I think nobody's really I think that's the real sad story about Memphis is that they look good during the season, but I don't think they're really a strong playoff team at all. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what's his face coming back this season, so it's
it's still fine, right? They're still a fine team. It's just that I don't really like them in the playoffs, but I think the Lakers, they're fine with where they're going to sit at and all the rest of that shit. And it's just weird to me that their biggest thing was Luka's too fat. My biggest thing, now we don't know the whole story. Now I don't know the whole story, but seeing that picture, seeing that video of Michael Finley walking over to Luka and snatching that beer out of his hand after they made it to the finals, that tells a lot. You don't want this nigga drinking. You don't want him partying too hard. And yeah, I get it. He's fat. I remember I was telling this to my dad, and my dad said, and that boy, and I keep forgetting how much of a bald head my dad is. My dad was like, he averages like 31 a game. Why are you going to give? I'm like, yeah, I know, Shaw. Give him a sandwich. He's like, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, get this nigga a sandwich and tell him good hustle. What are you doing? God, Charles Barkley, this nigga, man. Give him more food to make him happy.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I think we talked at length about how, like,
I get it. You can't get to a certain weight, and I'm all for that. But sometimes, like, no.
No, but I think everybody grossly over exaggerated the shit more than it is. It's one thing for us to make jokes about it, like, oh, Luka eating chicken nuggets, and right? But then at the same time, it's like clearly he's at least keeping himself active and in shape to a point. So it's like it's not like he's gassed out and like, oh, like
it'd be one thing if Luka was running that court and he was literally gassed. Then we have a whole conversation to have after that. You know what I mean?
You expect this nigga to have an 8-pack and shit? Like the fuck, like.
And I think that's the false thing we're in. That's the what it is. Like Joker is not going to be in shape. Yeah, he's going to be tall. He's going to be in shape fat where he got titties. But you look at his body, he's like, the body fat is actually low.
Yeah, it's just like
Luka clearly got breasts and he clearly got a gut going on. But here's my thing. Much like CC Sabathia in baseball, I'm sorry, is he the number one what? Why are you complaining?
Exactly.
Why are you complaining? And again, Luka, what would we say? You said 280. Yeah. And what's it says? 286. Yeah, run around court until you done, nigga. Come on, man. You know you ain't supposed to eat that sandwich. But I can understand that. But you're in the middle of a playoff run and you trying to say, oh, count your carbs.
Nah, but the hit pieces that was going against Luka from the fucking Dallas organization was fucked up because it's like, wow, y'all really thought that shit was gonna work with the Lakers and shit. The Lakers was like, hey, come on, Luka. Like the fuck you like, come on. And honestly, part of me feels that this was
come on, baby. I forgot that these were Dallas fans. My nigga.
Nah, but the funny thing is, like, apparently, like, low-key, Luka was always eyeing LA. Apparently, like, he liked LA and stuff. So it's like it wasn't surprising per se that he's like, oh shit, all right, cool, I'm in LA.
Much like Cat really, really, really wanting to go to New York.
Yeah.
You want your stars to want to be a part of the big cities. You know what I mean? You want them to go to New York, Philadelphia, LA, and to a lesser extent, like, Miami or the Spurs or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You want them to go to the big name teams, and you want to be a part of it. I would expect every kid in the NBA to say they want to play for the Lakers. Everybody wants to play for the Lakers, yeah. And it's always a promising thing. Like I said, again, when you have stars that really want to play in those cities, you want to play in Chicago. You know what I mean? You want to play out there. You do shit like that.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. I think. Oh, one other joke we're not bringing up. One other trade we're not bringing up. I don't know who he's traded for, but De'Aaron Fox going to the Spurs.
Oh yeah,
was a big deal. And yeah, now he ain't got Wemby, and that kind of sucks. But De'Aaron Fox has been trying to get out of Sacramento for
I mean, Godspeed to him, man. I'm glad he got up out of there.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny though. The Wizards. The one last thing I can say about the Wizards is this: they're set up in a good position for the future. They can still trade off people and all the rest of that. I would not be surprised if they hang on for Jordan for one more season.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. And a lot of people were kind of mad that the Wizards really didn't get nothing for Kyle Kuzma. And I think the main reason why is because you know what Kuz can do, but he's playing bad basketball.
Yeah.
And the main reason why the Wizards aren't winning them because they were playing bad basketball, and your two main vet leaders are playing some terrible bad basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jordan's a full-on bucket. But this nigga is playing, but psychologically, he's playing bad basketball. And the same thing go for Kyle Kuzma, and that I think that really hurt him in the trade, and it hurt him getting traded. So you want to make sure these guys, wherever they go, they can actually help a team and not just be there shooting threes, turning it like because seriously, what's the face? Jordan Poole is slowly turning into Rod Strickland, and that. Oh, real quick, Tim Hardaway was on Gilbert Arenas' show that I think it was the other day during the weekend or some shit.
Yeah,
but he had said something really interesting about the Dream Team because Gilbert asked the question.
Yeah, because he was on which Dream Team was he on?
92. Now, this is the question he had though. When it came to the 92 Dream Team, he was like, all the buzz was talking about they needed one more person. And you was second all NBA, all that. He listed it out. When it came to the point guards that were available, why did Jordan not go for you instead of going for Isaiah Thomas? I mean, why when he said no to Isaiah Thomas, why didn't he go to you? Yada yada woo. And Tim just said it. Just cutting the long story short, he was saying that number one, Magic came back. And that kind of changed up a lot of shit. But this is what he heard. Now, he said, I was waiting in the wings. But the rumor was, and everybody heard it, and Jordan confirmed it himself, hey, we really want to put this team, because David Stern was like, I really want this team to be put together, XYZ and all the rest of that. I need you to be a part of it. And Jordan said, okay, I do it. But Isaiah better not be on that team.
Oh, shit.
Now, Chuck Daly, the coach, he coached on Pistons, broke his heart. But you know what he wanted more than that? I want to win gold. With this, I got a chance to coach Bird, Magic, and Michael Jordan.
Hell yeah.
Let's do this shit. But it broke his heart. It broke his heart. So when it came up to get the reserves, I just got on chopper block. I wasn't good enough at the time, I guess. And I truly understand why Tim Hardaway wasn't on there. But I'm kind of with Gilbert on that. Like, they could have got you. They kind of could have got you, Tim. And now, it would have looked weird him being on there. But he was like, they weren't even looking. He said, I don't think they were even looking at me. So it didn't even matter.
Yeah. I mean, Now, speaking of which, NBA All-Star Weekend happened, and okay, I'm gonna kind of sort of debate you on this, D. Now, you brought up something about how like people really kind of glorified the All-Star games of old, right? Like, and you would be right. You know, we probably did put it on a pedestal, right?
Yeah, it was. It was an exciting day for television at the time, man. You know what I mean?
I'll contend that it was exciting because of just the things that were happening. Like, you were excited for the 3-point contest. I feel the dunk contest after Vince Carter did pretty much go down. So I don't know what the fuck you can do to recover that shit.
Well, I thought Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, their little rivalry.
Well, that was.
The problem is this. I think really the dunk contest, I think the dunk contest, number one, is seriously over glorified.
Yeah, because it's like, what can you
do? Dunks are not treated the same as they were 20 years ago.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Every now and then, we love seeing a good ass dunk, but dunking is not the same.
In the era of everybody shooting threes, it don't hit that much. Like, dunking used to be like you say. I mean, you're right, because the early 2000s, you dunk like Ben Wallace. It's like, oh shit.
And I think where the meter broke is when you had people like my boy from Suitland, Maryland, Steve Francis, jump in the air, and the commentators. I remember Kenny Smith was freaking out. He was like, "I want you to look at this boy's vertical." And his vertical, I forgot the number. I'm not going to sit here and lie on a vertical. But that number was like, yo, what are y'all niggas on? Like, there was it was a whole generation of kids that were geared up for that. Gen X was the right generation to give the dunk contest to.
Yeah.
Because them dudes, they were dunking since they were like 5 years old. So these dudes was ready for that shit. Our generation, millennials, you can tell it tapered off by the time we got into our mid-30s. You can tell that the dunk contest kind of tapered off because I think we were the last generation that was really fed on dunks. Because just real talk, and I say this, and I don't say this as a bad thing to the kids now, but all y'all see is tomahawk dunks, right? All y'all see is nasty two-handed dunks, which, you see these nasty LeBron way out here tomahawk jumps, you know what I mean? Which LeBron murders a goal, but he's not a good dunker to me. You know what I mean? He only has 4 dunks, really. And everybody acts like, oh, man, he's going to throw it behind his head, catch. Like, stop. He's not a dunker like that.
We're at a point now where Matt McClung is a 3-time dunk contest winner. It's not his fault.
This is racism.
Racism would be if he was
racist. He went to Georgetown, and we know he ain't racist. But I'm just saying, dog.
But like, it's racist. But
look
at the same
him.
time,
He don't even believe in this shit. It's like, wow, ain't like nobody was in this one this year.
This man got re-signed to the Orlando Magic, and he's been okay. It's just one of those things where it's just like, I mean, hey,
I'm gonna say this right now, Matt. I'm gonna say this right now. Do what Tim Legler did. Tim Legler won 2 3-point contests in a row, and that white man has not shut up since then because he thinks he knows everything about basketball. I like you, Tim, former Washington Bullet. I like you, but shut the fuck up. You ain't that good of a basketball analyst.
Hey, look, Matt McClung can literally be big dick swinging like I won a dunk contest 3 times. So.
But here's the thing, Chris. Who did you go against? Who was your rival? And that's another thing. There ain't no rivalries in the NBA like it used to be. And I'm with Tim Hardaway on that. Tim was like, nah, the rivalries changed up. And he said they changed up, but they changed up for the good. Because he described how the rivalries was back there. Everybody cracking up. But this shows you that millennials are the last ones that can take that rough shit. He said, but y'all know. Oh, like, yeah. Nah, get your ass up, nigga. Like we're down for it, but we know how that went. But there's no rivalries like it used to be, and it sucks for one aspect of the game, but at the same time, come on, man, y'all grown ass man, y'all making how much? And Gilbert had me dying. He said, but Tim gave a good example. He said, also could because they started finding y'all a lot more. And Gilbert was like, thank you, because at first it was like, come on, it's like 5,000. Like what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get out my face. Now it's like you do a flagrant foul 100,000. And you like Tim like 100,000. I don't hate you that bad.
I will say this though, like
I ain't about to fight you over that.
I will say this though, I was invested in a 3-point contest. Tyler Hero won.
I thought it was good. I thought the 3-point good. Bobby effed himself up on that one. Bobby came out that junk so cold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he came out so cold. But no, for real, Tyler Hero, he showed up. His last go was actually a really good run. I didn't think it was going to be good enough to win. But when Bobby came out cold, I knew it was over with, man.
I kind of low key was thinking that Norman Powell was gonna actually kind of get it because he's decent, but
Norman is good, but I knew he wasn't gonna make it. But the one person that kind of shot me there was Dame, and I was like, Dame,
I thought he might would have gotten it.
Dame came out cold, and that's the funny thing. Dame and Buddy came out cold, and I was thinking about it when I saw that. I was like, yeah, Adam Silver set this shit up. You did on Black History Month too. You got the blackest white boy in the NBA right now, which is Tyler Hero, beating some superior Negroes. I do not like the undertones of what I'm seeing in this game. The skills contest, I saw part of it. It's a skill contest. Good for Donovan Mitchell. Good for Evan Mobley. I was bad as motherfucker because I was like, dang, Jared Allen. Who's that, man? I was like, that's Evan Mobley. No, that ain't Evan Mobley. Get on the phone. Evan fucking Mobley. And the guy knew I was right. That shows you how much I see the Cleveland Cavaliers. But yeah, they won. As for the All-Star game itself, I
mean, shout out to Jeremy Lin showing himself coaching Team G League. That was great.
That was fun.
Hey, Jeremy, we remember you.
I heard that the what's the name was pretty good. I heard that the celebrity game was pretty good.
Yeah, it was, it was fine. I
The All-Star game for the game it is what it is. They try to switch it up this year. I don't like the format.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what? NBA, go ahead and just take a page from MTV. Bring back Rock and Jock basketball. That'll spice that shit up pretty well.
They're doing it right now with the NBA celebrity game, man.
I know, but the celebrity game is different than the Rock and Jock shit, where it was just like
the only difference because again, you had a bunch of football players. So I could do more than football. I could dunk. Ooh, that's where you had Terrell Owens jumping over niggas and shit. Yeah,
nah, but the 1 year, I don't know if you remember. You remember when Gary Payton switched teams so he can keep his scores going up and stuff?
Yeah,
that was great because you just like that goofy shit. That was fun.
NBA players taking part in the celebrity game. I would like to see that.
Oh yeah.
I was also thinking about, but
Baron Davis. He's the only NBA player that popped up on there.
Oh, the one fun joke I seen was they was talking about everybody was saying they should do what the girls do. They do one-on-one, a one-on-one tournament.
Did you see that WNBA one-on-one? That's
Breanna Stewart. That
nasty.
That was not Breanna Stewart. Yeah, that was Breanna Stewart, wasn't it? White girl.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, she got 8. She got 8 from a girl. I know. I seen her play in college. I didn't even know she was in a WNBA.
They ate her alive.
Ate her up. She was a 12 nil nigga. She ate her butt. I like dog. Now imagine if you will. Now let us put it in perspective.
LeBron versus Matt McClung. Like what the fuck we doing here? Like
imagine if that's probably the best. No, that's too low. But still, yes.
It's like what are we doing here? Like because the only way one-on-one works, you have to get somebody that's really good at defense.
Imagine if Bud Carrington on the Wizards beat freaking Steph Curry. What?
Because you're looking at it because you're thinking, well,
go ahead, Bud.
Like, oh shit, you forgot Steph doesn't play defense.
Boy, like y'all don't want that for the NBA. Getting these black men exposed.
Look at what it got cooked in a one-on-one. You kidding me?
I think a couple of these people get cooked in a one-on-one, not because they're not trying, but it's during an All-Star game. I'm not going to be trying that hard. That's my thing. A lot of these dudes are not trying hard because it's an All-Star game.
I think everybody just wants the All-Star game of old, where it was like 150 to 149, that kind of shit.
No, they don't want that because the last time they got it, they're just shooting. Nobody's playing defense.
But it was fun.
Nobody's about to play hard defense at an All-Star game. I get so many arguments with this. No, but the game should be played the right way. Stop.
Don't get it twisted. Here's my thing about All-Star games. At least because that's my thing. As a kid watching it, I knew, East and West had a measure of pride, but they also knew, which is fun. Whatever happens, happens, right? So when you get those moments like we just talked about at the start with Kobe saying, fuck it, I'm going to win this shit, that's dope as shit because you don't expect that because it's Jordan's last game and Kobe's like, fuck this shit. That's it.
There are certain things I can understand, like little small stuff like that, but nobody got no stakes like that.
Yeah.
There's no stakes like that no more. And it is one of the things that I think a lot of fans don't like admitting is that your style of basketball or what you think is the right style of basketball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I can understand, like, and that was a question that Tim Hardaway asked, so why y'all niggas always fight all the time back then? Of course, it's Nick Young saying, come on, man, why the fuck y'all fight all the time, man? It's like, why y'all thought that was real defense to punch a man in the back of the
head? All right, so real quick.
So yeah, I'm with that too, man. Like, but at the same time, there's a yin and yang with that shit. Well, yeah.
So real quick on the WNBA, we were talking about expansion teams. So the 3 expansion teams that's happening: Toronto Tempo,
I was right,
Portland, and Golden State Valkyries. Now, apparently they're trying to add a 16th team, but that's not going to happen until, I believe, either 2027, 2028, basically.
All right.
So I'm like, all right, then y'all starting to gradually grow. This is good. They're feeling as though it might get to a point where they're finally starting to, I think after 2028 they'll start seeing some more like teams probably get added as it keeps growing, which I think is good.
All right. Strictly said, let's fire off a couple things. Let's fire off a couple things. I meant to show you this when we was talking about earlier about the trades, Chris. This right here. You tell me, is Chris ready to play for the Wizards?
That's a guy that's like, I got to check. I'm great.
Then McLean, the deodorant cakes up under his arms.
That man got off the plane. They threw that dude in a district jersey and said, smile.
Hey, yo, Chris, do not come in here with this attitude like you ain't sat there and got hurt the last 2 seasons off of nothing. You better come in here and ball. Making faces, nigga. Get out of here.
The way the Milwaukee fan base was pissed off at that trade, I'm like, I'm kind of expecting some good things out of him.
Hey, look, I hope you come out here and ball. Number 2, Chris, address this man.
Folks, let me tell you something.
I was trying to get a leg rub, but then I touched the butt.
I want people to understand something.
You have crick in my neck, but I touched the butt. Da, 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 da.
I want people to understand something. You have to try hard to piss off all the massage places in the Baltimore area in a way that they say, fuck this shit. We're going to let the chopper loose on Justin Tucker. I did not know Justin Tucker really just ran wild on all the massage places in the Baltimore area. That's crazy.
I love it.
Who knew? He told that man, hold my beer. I got you.
Who knew? I mean,
and Baltimore fired him expeditiously, as they should.
Wait a minute, they got rid of Justin Tucker?
I believe they got rid of Justin Tucker.
No,
I believe they did. I believe they did. I believe Justin Tucker is gone.
Ain't no way they got rid of him. Ain't no way. That dude's a Pro Bowl.
Oh no! Because apparently,
my
bad. Because they're saying the Ravens are kind of handling it wrong. They should just go ahead and just kick him off. I thought he got fucking shit canned. Never mind.
Well, you need to be careful just in case, Chris. Just in case.
He's got a gun.
I gotta be honest with you. Justin Tucker was already at the precipice with the missed field goals this season, so that's enough for the Ravens to have an excuse. Like, all right, Justin, you're out.
I want to real quickly, because we can we can swing back to wrestling to close the show out. So another thing I want to bring up to you so far as the mock draft that they got for the NFL right now, real quick. I find it very funny that not that Abdul Carter is going to go number 1, because I kind of feel like Tennessee was going to go for somebody in defense, but Cam going to the Browns feels wrong to me.
Shedeur Sanders going to the Raiders just feels like goddamn.
Now here's the thing: if I'm the Giants, I will go for Cam Ward. But here's the thing about that: do you think Cam Ward is going to get passed by the Browns?
Browns are looking for a quarterback right now at this point, so
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But Travis going 3rd is weird because I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, he's
everybody else except Shedeur, because I think Shedeur should be actually lower than this. But everybody else, I'm not against.
New York doesn't deserve Travis. I'm gonna be honest.
No, they don't. Now that being said, Tyler Warren. I didn't think he was that good of a tight end to be going 7th.
Well, D, same time, it's the Jets. Have fun, Tyler.
Have fun. Being the star amongst a bunch of people that don't want to be there. And so have fun.
Speed of which, Throw Rogan is at odds with the Jets organization. So
Oh man, they're done with him, and it's wonderful.
Shout out to the crackhead fucking damn sports commentators that think he should go to the fucking damn Steelers. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Nah, the one I've been hearing is that they say he should go to the Vikings to fulfill the prophecy. And I am not against that idea.
I don't want that on the Vikings' head.
I do, because that will they are setting themselves up for a lull, and I need to see that.
You know my hate for the Vikings because I feel we were denied a Super Bowl because of fucking Brett Favre's goofy ass and shit.
Shit, I still ain't got over Randy Moss cooking us that one game. What you doing?
Oh, fucking that goofball being with the fucking Minnesota Vikings, and then we had to find him. I was
hilarious. this because they're on a good run right now, and I really don't think they're going to stick with Dalton. I don't.
Yeah.
And if I'm Minnesota, I'm looking at a Justin Fields or I'm looking at Russell Westbrook. You know what I mean? Russell Westbrook, Russell Wilson. I'm looking at those.
Steelers like Russell Wilson, so I don't think they're gonna move on from him.
I don't know. The Steelers are weird with that right now. And
yeah.
One more thing also that's going to be Baltimore
versus TT. That is
Roach versus Tank. I'm gonna keep it real. Tank's gonna win that match, but I am rooting for Roach. I'm rooting for Roach.
Tank got him.
Tank got him. I know Tank got this nigga.
Where did
I don't know I didn't see a venue for it. I don't think there's a venue on this one.
DC versus Baltimore. I feel everybody from the area gonna be at that fucking match.
I just like this, man. Like the one thing I will always
the most niggerish ass fucking damn match.
I'm sorry, man. I was like, look, if you from Baltimore, you see Charles Street right there, and if you from DC, you see Pennsylvania Avenue. Boy, it's like, yeah, let's go, nigga. Let's go. Now, I'll be real. I'm rooting for Roach. And Roach, we've been hearing shit for years about him in the area and shit like that. But you ain't Tank, nigga. But Tank has been working on an ass whooping.
Yeah.
He has been working on getting his ass knocked out one of these days. I don't think I hope it's Roach. But
I may pay money for this.
If I put money on this,
I don't know, dude. I might if you're free, I might call you up and be like, "Hey, you want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch this shit?"
Nigga, this might actually be lit, man. That's on the first. Shit, I ain't doing that. That might actually be
I might tell my girl, like the guys, we're gonna watch this boxing match. So
all right, real quick, before we get to the end of the show, talking about, we're already at the end of the show. Awards came out, and of course, I don't like anything from the Wrestling Observer, but this is what they said, Chris. Let's start from the very top. Wrestler of the Year is Cody Rhodes. I agree.
Yeah,
most outstanding. Now, the most outstanding, think of the person that's the most technical, that's the full package. Wrestler of the Year was Ospreay. I disagree, but I'm not mad at it. Tag Team of the Year. Go fuck yourself.
Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
How? Drew on Best on Interviews.
He's improved.
WWE by far. Yeah, beat out everybody. Bullshit. Dynamite's the best this year. I don't think. Look, here's a funny thing. I don't think it's Raw or SmackDown, but I know it ain't Dynamite.
NXT.
It might be NXT. Danielson versus Ospreay. I can't go against that. It actually was a really, really lit match.
It was good, but I think they only did it because of
because it's AEW.
Yeah,
Oh no. We got a couple of them. Cody being the number one in America. See, that's a stupid award to me.
United States
Japanese award.
It's not Sabre.
Okay, sure. Mexico is the MVP of Mexico. That's bullshit.
Oku.
He ain't been the best. He won the best in Mexico. Michael Oku.
Darby Allin.
But Darby Allin's the best non-heavyweight. Stop it. Stop. Get off the cock.
The man that kills himself every match.
Yeah, get off his cock right now. Women's MVP is Saree. Now, I'm going to say no to this for one main reason. The only reason why she won
I'm glad it ain't Sasha. So,
because she left.
Cool.
But the reason why they got her is because she left WWE and she went back to Japan. And all them niggas is like, well, she's better now because there were plenty of women that were better than her. I like Saree, but shut the fuck up. Biggest box office draw is Cody. Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? I would thought Punk would be. I would still think Punk would be the number one draw in wrestling right now, but I could be wrong. Whatever. Feud of the year, most definitely Punk and Drew was lit this whole year. Most improved, Kyle Fletcher.
I see
I'm
it.
not going to say about that. Most charismatic, The Rock qualified for that?
Well, because the lead up to WrestleMania and all that shit.
And I told everybody, I can't deny.
I get it.
When he shows up, there's still a gigantic pop. So yeah.
Look. I ain't gonna lie, real quick. He sat there and said, "Go home and smoke some crack." I'm like, all right, man, you got me.
I hated that line so much because that was a dude that had no jokes, and he went for the most lowbrow. Yeah, crack. He go smoke some crack.
that's why it's funny to me because it's like that felt like he had nothing else to say. He just said it, and I was like, that is the most flailing smoke some crack.
I feel like coming backstage. Hey, Patrice, how you do? Man, what the fuck was that? I ain't tell you to say that shit.
Zack Sabre for Brian Dan. Yeah, I can see that.
Look, man. Zack winning that is like the F-150 winning the best truck of the year. Of course.
Shut
up. The Bruiser Brody Award went to Hangman. Fuck yourself. There have been more bloody wrestlers than the Hangman this year. Best flying wrestler. Again, go fuck yourself. Osprey. Most overrated.
Nia?
Now you can tell that AEW fans wrote this.
Nia. I would put fucking Sasha in fucking overrated. And honestly.
And yes,
and I like Sasha, but even I was just kind of like, so AEW, so you're just not really letting her lose.
Me, no, actually, it's Jungle Boy. Remember, Jungle Boy went on a little tangent earlier this year, and did nothing with it.
They've been trying to make fetch happen, and now he's in New Japan, I guess.
And nobody likes him over there. Anyway,
most underrated.
Konosuke winning it. Okay, look. He is underrated, but I think it's only put down there because, again, AEW fans. Javon Evans is the rookie of the year. Was he?
I can see it. Yeah, he was.
He actually a rookie? I guess.
He was a rookie.
Paul Heyman winning that, sure. He's the best non-wrestler. Best announcer goes to Nigel McGuinness. Hey, AEW fans, fuck off. I like Nigel, but fuck off. Worse, Booker T. Again, AEW fans, fuck off. Best major show was AEW Revolution.
If you ask me best wrestling show, it was Bash at the Beach, personally.
I think the best one was WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania. Yeah,
straight up, WrestleMania was the best show. The worst show. Now, here's where it's fun.
AAA.
D agrees with all that. Now, number one, that's a meme for them to always put AAA in the worst, but AAA.
They beat the allegations.
For the last 2 years, this has been the worst. Triple Mania for the last 3 years have been dog shit. But anyway, worst television show goes to Rampage. That is hilarious. Most disgusting tactic with WWE and TKO are continuing their relationship with Saudi Arabia. How is that tactic? You know what I thought was disgusting? When Tony Khan purposely put up that dumbass film of CM Punk, a dude that don't work in his company no more. He put that on air. Also, y'all, there was a bunch of niggas that didn't wrestle that night because of that stupid shit. Whatever.
Dude, the Saudi Arabia thing is the most low-hanging fruit ever.
Pick something else that actually happened in wrestling. Anyway, best wrestling maneuver. Fuck off. Anyway, worst work match. Keep it real.
I was
by
there.
By the size and scale of the event and how much of a dud that match with. I agree.
That was the bathroom match at WrestleMania. I saw people when that match happened after everybody said the yeets and all that and shit. I saw people get up, go to the bathroom, get some hot chocolate to warm back up and stuff. And bruh.
I was looking at and I'm hearing the crowd getting tired of going woo because of these super kicks. I was laughing.
Worst feud, MJ. Oh, yes, it was.
Yes, it was. I would say that would go for a worst work match of the year, even though. But the only reason why I wouldn't say that is why. Oh, because it actually looked like a wrestling match. So, I did NWA with the worst promotion. That's unfair. They deserved it. That's unfair. Booker of the year, Paul Levesque. Sure, it goes to Triple H. I ain't gonna fight that. Motor of the year. Now, this is the thing that D loves about this. They will not give that to anybody else. They're only going to give it to Nick Khan, and in their brains, it's like Nick Khan's the only reason why WWE is good now, or whatever. Best gimmick, Tony Storm.
Yeah,
I don't know who could go against that, so I'm cool with that. Worst gimmick, the Learning Tree. Yes.
Chris
Jericho don't need to wrestle no more.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know nothing about that book, but that's the Becky Lynch book that came out, and I heard a lot of people say it was actually pretty decent.
That's pro wrestling doc, Mr. Man. Kind
Listen,
of, yeah. I can see that.
one day we're gonna have to talk in detail about that, but I don't want to. It's Vince, whatever, man. It's Vince.
No, I need to bring this up. And this is an indictment on AEW. Currently, right now, Athena is the longest running ROH Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Problem. She isn't really highlighted as a champion on AEW like she should.
No, she is not.
So it's like I would never known that she's a longest running ROH Women's Championship if somebody didn't tweet it out on Blue Sky and Twitter.
Now I'm pretty sure they do announce that when she shows up, but it's like, to me, and I've been saying this for Dana for a while, and I always say this for everybody when I was used to ranking people as far as champions. I always said it, what's your diet like?
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, who are you actually fighting? She's not fighting a lot of girls who are actually on her level.
Yeah.
And it feels like she is literally given the table scraps. And it sucks to me. Like, I'm shocked that they have not pushed Willow versus Athena or nothing. If they did, if they did and I missed it, that's a fucking problem.
It's just what's weird to me is that like ROH being at AEW feels like an afterthought, and that's with respect to the fact that you got fucking Dustin and what's his face as the tag champs. What the fuck is that kid's name?
Claudio.
Yeah, as tag champs. And like I said, you got Athena as the ROH, women's
Claudio's still the champion, I think.
Yeah, Claudio's still. It's like it just feels they bought ROH, and it just feels like it's an afterthought instead of something that could really be the big thing for as part of AEW in a way, And it's just like
flip side, you see WWE right now with their relationship with Noah and TNA. They're really trying to integrate those guys in it. So far from Noah, they do have one Japanese wrestler over there. I know him. I don't know his work, so I'm not going to sit here over here like I know him. But he's been brewing in Noah for the last 2 years. Young dude, and they really like him.
Then we got Moose at NXT.
Moose showed up, was cool.
The most over, like, bro, that was a match that should have happened like 5 years ago.
Well, no, because Obi just showed up, and Obi actually showed up on TNA tonight.
Yeah,
here's the thing. There's legit now. Granted, when Kenny was doing it, man, it was right around the pandemic, and you could really tell that TNA was just doing shit, and they just really wanted something to stick for them. And you could tell that this relationship is way better than whatever they was getting from AEW at the time. I just feel like AEW was a wasted. They could have made something really special out of it, and nothing really came out of it. It's a championship match, nothing really bigger than that. So
I mean, now you got Obi and that. It's like, oh, there's actually some good things coming out of this sort of partnership.
And I won't be surprised if but Fandango showed up, even though
when Fandango showed up,
that was cool.
Shit,
that was cool. He came out in his old theme song. Everybody still did it. That was cool. That was cool. Everybody still knows who I used to be. Then you got Ricky Starks, who just showed up. Who's
Ricky
Saints.
Ricky Saints.
We just can't trust you, mulatto. We can't trust mulatto people with anything.
Hey, look. Did you appreciate my joke, D, with the Lex Luger?
That's the way it felt. It really felt like that. See, here's the thing, Ricky. The news came out actually, or after when Ricky showed up. Actually, a day, or it was either the same day or the day before. It came out that AEW parted ways with him, Miro, and Malachi Black. Now, the thing with Malachi Black was it was always an off and on thing. It was always a rumor that he was gone, but he would always have to reassure people, no, I'm still here. And then he'll show up on Dynamite for you 2 times and then disappear. They kept start stopping his stories, and on top of that, he got hurt at one point. So him getting the exit after him not being there for almost 2 months, Miro, who has just been going through it, who's just trying to enjoy
purgatory.
He's just trying to enjoy life. I just divorced my wife. Y'all gave her a job and barely using her.
Dude, that
Miro getting
man,
out of there, that should have been happened, man. I like, yo, man, he should have been left.
is he gonna go to
And
WWE? Who knows? Like,
And then the whole thing with Ricky Starks, man, they sat there and played in this nigga's face for almost 2 full years. They was mad when he went to the first time he went to WrestleMania when Cody lost. He was there. He was at that WrestleMania. When they got word of it, they hated him. They didn't like that then. And this is where this is just this is just my interpretation of it. What he went through, what Ricky went through, was pure pettiness.
oh yeah,
It felt like it was pure pettiness, and it showed me that Tony Khan can be petty, but not petty in a constructive way. Like Vince will do that shit, but he'll make sure you're on television every night. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're getting buried, but you're still a name that I can use. And if you make it past that, well, I respect you. How would you like the championship belt next week? You really mean it, Vince? Yes.
Yeah.
But nigga, you earned it. I took a shit on you for 5 months and you still here. You know what? Intercontinental champion you get. Like, he doesn't do that. Tony Khan ain't gonna do that. Tony Khan's just straight up petty. You want your loyalty. That's the reason why the Young Bucks are the tag team champions of the year. Who did they beat? Who did they beat?
I don't even remember, honestly.
Who did they beat? Like, look, I'm not saying nobody at WWE deserved it. I'm not even going that far. I'm not. But how are they the best in the world according to all you marks? Whatever. We already had a live stream about that, but let's talk about this real quick. Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble made sense to me because I'm a Charlotte fan, number one. But for the most part, I kind of thought they really, really wanted eyes on their championship, on the championship match for the women, because I don't think Bianca's going to be up for it this year. So the smart thing is to pivot to another girl, and obviously they pivot to Charlotte, but at the same time, you still got Rhea program or whatever like that. I think there's still stuff to set up. I think we'll really definitely see what they're going to do after Elimination Chamber. I think we all kind of knew that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And finally, of course, Jay Uso winning. Now I'm gonna be real with you, yo. Jay better not beat Gunther.
You know he's gonna beat Gunther. Come on,
he
now.
better not beat Gunther.
He's gonna beat Gunther.
With all 6 of those moves he got, he better not beat Gunther.
Jay is gonna beat Gunther, and they're gonna probably pivot Gunther to beating Cody.
I really feel like, see, that's kind of funny, man. This is one of those situations where WWE is still in a great spot, because everybody's talking about these championship matches, and I agree with somebody that these championship matches aren't what we think they are going to be. Like, yeah, let's let it grow. Let's see where it heads on. That's all I can say about that. It's everything else I'm really interested, because there's going to be a chance that we're either going to get Kevin versus Sammy again, or we're going to get Sammy versus Karrion Kross, and even that's like a ooh type of match. And then we got, I don't know what they're going to do with New Day.
Oh, New Day has been
getting booed, and I appreciate all the fans who are shitting on New Day.
You know what it reminds me of?
That tells me that y'all respect kayfabe, and I respect that.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the early days of New Day when they were heels and they just ran with it. It's like, thank you. But
they were different type of heels. They were smiling in your face heels. Those are
this is angry heels.
This one, shout out to Kofi's wife, who said, you don't look like an asshole enough. So what I gotta do? Shave your mustache and just leave your beard. You look like a dickhead. That's perfect.
There you go.
Because Kofi looks like every African dad right now, and I love it. X looked like he's about to divorce his wife. Just look, the taco meat all hanging out. He all buffer than usual. Yo, I don't know what he's doing with New Day, but we'll find out.
Well, beefing with the LWO right now, so
let's see what happens with that, man. Because I laugh at the fact that the LWO are just barely a standing entity, and I really actually am hoping that no bullshit, because they're still in WWE and they're still pretty fucking good. Both of the Garzas, Angel and Humberto, they're still wrestling, and I think they might get moved up before we know it and actually be a part of the tag team division. But it's weird, man. I will say this: the one thing I am noticing with people, they are worried that Raw is still Raw, that nothing really changed in the format, and I agree. And the same thing goes to SmackDown. There's not much change in the format. I think that's the next thing that Triple H needs to seriously work on. Is the formats are going to be what they are, but how do you get more wrestling out of it? How do you get more fan attention out of it? They're still running the Vince McMahon playbook in that regard to me. So
something got to change up.
I think they need to change that up because that's the real big thing to everybody. And plus that they're going to go, if the rumors are true, if it is true, that they're going to go 3 hours to SmackDown, dog, you need to do something with this format, man. And as much as I appreciate the pay-per-views being short, I hate how people are like, well, when Vince was there, he booked more people and they only got 2-minute matches. Fuck out of here, dog.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. It turned into a 4-hour pay-per-view because then we had the pre-show where it was just a bunch of bullshit matches and stuff. And then, yeah.
They killed me with that, man.
You can't win. You can't win at all because it's like we bitched about the pre-show matches, which there's some validity to bitching about it. Makes sense.
Oh, yeah. I totally understand. I totally understand that shit. But, like, at the same time, it's like, yo, what the fuck y'all want? So, whatever. But at the same time, I really do think they do need to change something up, at least in the format of how they do the shows. Mm-hmm. Yes, the way they sequence promos have been very great. I think everybody has enjoyed the way they do promos now, how it will flow for one person and to somebody else, how the camera will be on this person and then goes into somebody else's story. Great. Now, how can you really transform that into the ring? And yeah, we've been getting some cool shots of wrestling, but how do we do everything more, or at least a lot more tighter, where the fans are going to actually react to this shit? So,
real quick before we go, I know we keep saying that. 2 things. One, I saw your shit with Frankie Muniz placing in Daytona 500. That was
good
great.
For him. 11th place in the Truck Series. Now the Truck Series
functions a little differently than the other ones.
It functions a little differently, but it's still NASCAR. And for him to get 11th in Daytona on your first try, on his first try in Daytona, that's pretty damn good.
And he's been like grinding it out on the stock circuit. So I gotta give him credit for that.
He's been really trying to see. That's the one thing about motorsport; it's a lot deeper than a lot of people realize. So you really do have to go through the Indies before you make it to the top rung. Even in NASCAR, like you could if you want to do the open wheel shit like Formula One, do you know how many subdivisions of the Formula Series they got? They got the retro series. They got just BMWs. They got just Toyotas. They got the ones. They got Super Formula. That's just Japan.
So what you're saying is Gran Turismo wasn't full of shit with all these different class races. It's like
no. All those class races are very real in motorsport, man. And that's the shit that's so wild about it. So yeah, Frankie had to kind of grind for a little bit. And I don't know Frankie, what he's been doing that well, but seeing him talk about that race was the first time I seen him excited in decades. The look on his face like, yeah. And when I got this, he still has the same type of cadence that he had on Malcolm in the Middle. So it's like, oh, Malcolm. So like, yeah. And I got a great team in the back. We really didn't think we was going to get this high. And I saw the clips of it. It's like Frankie bust the ass to get 11th place, huh? Good for him. And I know some people like it's 11th place, nigga.
That's still
in NASCAR. If you get in top 15, you good, nigga. Good for him. It's like good for him. Sometimes I don't know how many. Now I will say that I don't know how many trucks are on the track when they do it. I think it's still 30. But
that's still pretty good.
Yeah, you still in top. You 11th. That ain't bad, nigga.
Now the second one. So Daytona 500 happened. Chase Briscoe.
Who won that?
I think Chase Briscoe got. I think he got either 3rd place or something like that. But he still got a good chunk of points, right? Well, gets back to the garage. NASCAR inspects the vehicle. You modified your spoiler. You're not supposed to do that. 100 points deducted.
That stinks, bro. They took
And
away your points off of the wing.
$100,000 fine, 100 driver owner points, and 10 playoff points.
That tells me that
That means Joe Gibbs Racing got
things.
kneecapped.
Two things happen. Either they done told y'all, quit fucking with that thing. Or it's like, no, you know that's a rule.
Oh no, it's the second one.
No, that's
No, it's the second one. They knew it was a rule and they still fucked with it.
Y'all had all that coming at you, bro. I didn't get no pictures of it, but F1 had their big I think it's their 75th anniversary this year. Not only are they going to have that Brad Pitt movie come out, but they're really, really excited for how the shakeup turned out for the series this year and for the grid this year. Actually, I'm sorry. And two things real quick, and one more thing before I go into that. Did I tell you that Andretti Racing, they got approved? Did I tell you that?
Really?
Yeah. Cadillac is going to be in F1, I think, in 2027. And they're going to be under Andretti. They're going to be under Andretti Racing, but Andretti Racing is not fully on there because, basically, put it this way. Long story short, they don't like Andretti. They don't like Andretti, but they really don't like Americans. Even though Haas is an American company, but they're not all the way American. So, but that's the kind of way they treat it. But anyway, but they had their whole little thing. It was actually kind of nice. They had they had a big runway to bring out the cars, how the cars look this year with the drivers and all that. They had special guests and all that shit. They asked Gordon Ramsay was there, and they asked him like, "Hey, what do you think about the cussing in F1 that you can't curse no more in F1?" And Gordon Ramsay said what anybody said. Like, that's stupid. That's dumb. He's like that's industry talk. It's industry talk to curse around cars. And by God, they're going 200 miles per hour. They could die in these cars. Let them bloody fucking cuss. I'm like, thank you. Like, you've been like, let them curse, man. But anyway. The other thing, the weirdest thing about all the previews, when we were seeing all the cars, it was cool, like seeing all the cars, seeing the drivers. The drivers who are usually like, all this presentation is stupid. A lot of them like, yo, this shit lit. Max Verstappen, Max, who don't like this shit. Max came out, I'm very excited this year. Yes. See, Max, you like it too. So it was because I know Lewis was the big person that really wanted to push this whole presentation for F1. But yeah, it was big when he came out. Ferrari was over the moon because they were excited because they got Hamilton. But the weirdest thing, Chris, goes to Aston Martin Racing. They show their car out, the beautiful lime green, that little lime green junk they got coming out there. Timms was there singing. It felt so weird. She's singing a very passionate song, but I'm like, hey Timms, you look fine as usual.
You're great. You're golden.
You're beautiful. I call you Dark Soul Sade. I love you. For real. She's like this generation. She's like this generation's Sade to me. There's something about her voice where it's like, oh my God, that's love.
Well, D, it's the Nigerian in her.
I think that's what it is, nigga. I think that's what it is. But anyway, but I'm like, you look good. Hey, but what the fuck this guy do with it?
It has nothing to do. It's like a polar opposite.
How much did Aston Martin give you to come out here and sing this song? I'm not mad. I'm just saying it kind of don't match the feel. But they had violinists out there playing and all that. I'm like, yo, this looks dope as shit. But hearing her sing is like, hey, yo, Timms, you're not the odd man out, but it just sounds weird. That's
it'd be like if Rihanna pulled out at a fucking NASCAR event. It's like, what the fuck is Rihanna here? Like,
and actually sung a Rihanna song.
Right?
Singing SOS at a NASCAR song. Like, what?
Nah. She sings that fucking Wakanda Forever song. Let me down.
Hey, yo, Riri, I love you. I hate that song. Ooh, I hate that song.
When the mouse
who pulled up at her house said this is for black people?
Nah.
Drop that $1 million check on her.
The mouse backed the Brinks truck, and Rihanna was like, I'm about to give them the most basic ass fucking song ever.
And watch. Blurs who ain't got no culture gonna be like, this is for black people.
I forgot which chick comedian. I forgot this chick that was the comedian that was making fun of it, but she called it out. She was like, she just started singing it, and everybody just started cracking up. She was like, I don't understand this song. Like, what is? Hey, Rihanna, you know what? Get your money.
That's what I'm saying. Look, blurs who don't live around black people love this song for some reason.
I love Wakanda Forever, but when that song came out, I was like,
that
this
song was weird. Look, it's so unfair because Wakanda Forever soundtrack compared to the for Black Panther. That's
the hype was never gonna hit the first Black Panther. Like when you're the first of something, it's never gonna hit the same when you try to go back the second time. So the most you hope for.
Yeah.
The most you hope for is that the soundtrack's at least okay. And it was okay. It's just,
let me put it to you this way.
It didn't have la di da da slob on my knob. It didn't have that.
Much like, and I think the movies were the same, like Nutty Professor and Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps. Yeah, that's a step down in product. And I'm gonna be real, it's a step down for Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. But here's the fun part for me. Nutty Professor soundtrack, classic. Nutty Professor 2 soundtrack, classic. How do y'all mess that up?
Kind of Forever, it was like, yeah, it's all right.
Nutty Professor dropped 2 classic soundtracks. The Wakanda Forever kind of whipped that. I'm kind of actually mad at that.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever, it was like the soundtrack was okay, but it's like
fine for what it was, but you can tell it's like, again, it's not going to be the first one. Yeah. One more thing about wrestling. Actually, I was bringing up. Everybody was talking about what was going on as far as TNA working out and all the rest of that shit. I really am looking forward to, just what other wrestlers are going to show up and how the whole relationship is going to go. The one thing I have made it clear in my mind is that I'm never going to see Dolph Ziggler do anything with WWE for a good while, because I think this is the perfect time for him to show up his nickname in WWE, but I don't think he's never going to do it.
Well, it's too congested in WWE right now for him to show up.
Show up on NXT. Now, that being said, I do think him and his little brother would show up on NXT, but Dolph by himself, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening, man. So,
yeah, he'll have his fun in TNA.
Yeah.
I can see him going to New Japan. I can see that.
Oh, yeah, he was already in New Japan, so he went to New Japan earlier, so,
yeah,
whatever. True. All right, I guess that's a show. We're leaving you, and it's currently 2-2 with United States and Canada. And again, you're rooting for Canada. I'm rooting for the United States. Next show, don't want
Trump to fucking win. That's awesome.
They win because of me.
Grazie.
Grazie. Yo, I was trying to think about, we need to do a basketball movie, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing half the shit. Game. I feel like He Got Game. You want to do He Got Game? Oh, man. I already said no to us doing Hoop Dreams because I don't want to see us watching 4 hours of depressing shit.
4 hours of the ups and downs of
high school basketball.
High school basketball, which, yeah,
it's gonna be me judging 2 dudes who are older than me.
I want people to understand
as they were teenagers.
Me and D watched Hoop Dreams when we were in elementary and middle school. That was something. If you went to a black school, we went to a black private school. Hoop Dreams was like the standard. Like, oh man, you gotta watch Hoop Dreams.
It made the world a little bit bigger for me. To be honest with you, it made the world seem a lot bigger than me. But it also kind of confused me on how the whole process would go from high school to try to get into the pros. It kind of confused me.
Well, it made me really.
I appreciate knowing it now, but
it made me really understand like how much goes into people really taking basketball seriously to go from high school to college. Because, like I said, going to especially in this area, like you got places like Montrose Christian, National Christian, and DeMatha and all that stuff. I didn't understand that was like a culture in this area where the KD and some of the best basketball players in this area went to those private schools.
Of course.
Yeah, they had money injected in them because of basketball and
If
stuff.
I
I
didn't
didn't know
learn-
that. And hoop
I
dream.
didn't learn that until high school. Until I got in high school, because when I was going to my high school at the time, Crossing was pretty good, good enough to have other schools come from other parts of the country to come out there and play them. Even though it wasn't a lot, it was still, it was something. But I didn't realize how far down the totem pole they were. And it's like, dog, y'all barely top 5 in y'all city. What the fuck make you think that people come to this school like that? So it's one of those things where you're kind of fooled of how big the world is when it comes to basketball. It's gigantic.
Also living in this area and realizing that like the 4A schools like Roosevelt had the opportunities to play off against like Montrose Christian and stuff because the 4A teams in this area were like the better teams compared to like the 1A, 2A schools. And I mean, I think it was Sarasville, Crossland, Friendly, Gwen Park were like the 1A, 2A schools and stuff.
When I left, we were 3A.
Oh yeah, they bumped you out of 3A because I thought they were like.
Now. We're 2A now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But when I was there, we were 4A, and they dropped. And I think like my junior year, we dropped to 3.
Shit, that sucks.
It was something like that. But that's because they kicked all the DC kids out of our school.
Damn.
Yeah. They was from my man. But the point is, but yeah, I didn't realize that all that. But I was thinking like, I'm thinking like Coach Carter.
We should. Now I'm hopeful. Yes, I can.
I'll figure it out. I want us to do something. But anyway, that's the show, bro.
Sunset Park.
I was thinking about that too, man. Rita, what's her name? Rita Perlman. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Terrence Howard's goofy ass.
I hope I make the team, man. Second play, he ain't say he
had that weird afro, the little nappy afro.
Ush that was going on.
The ush.
But anyway, that's a show.
That's it. Peace.
Yes,
I can't believe it.